or the intelligence into intellect about people, pain, and problems. We ain't looking at the tithe no more because that's a stock option. They go up when you go up. They go down when you go down. But I'm looking for somebody who can deal with the pain and the problems of the people that are going through, because I'm so tired of people wanting my tithes and offering, and they don't want my heart. They don't know what I'm going through on my job, or to be where I'm at in God, or just to have a relationship with God. So what he does, pastor, is he raised up a man who have the heart of him. So I'll go looking for him because he's made of me anyway. And so since he's me, I'm looking for me, and I'll just walk my spirit to me and try to find what's wrong. So he goes into the garden and he takes his voice and he starts walking through it, because he find out that his voice is my sound. That's the spirit. He said, now I'm looking for me. So I come through the garden asking for me. Where am I? So he speaks to the ground and he tells the ground, respond to me. And ground said, what happened is that I put dirt over me because I'm all messed up. So what God does is I raise up a person in the midst of it and recognize that he's going through a dilemma in a situation, and I'll release a sound in his spirit, and I'll raise up in peoples of God who defy the odds, who's willing to survive the cut and cut out for this one. That's why I use Esther, because the Jews were all messed up. He raises up an Esther in the midst of a dilemma, and he fired King Asa, a woman that he had, and he raises up one that will celebrate the man of God and bring him to the destiny and the place that he needs to be. You got to understand what God did for Ruth and Naomi. He sets them up and he prepares them for a dispensation. When you lose everything and you ain't got nothing left, God decides to use those who's cut out for his anointing. Touch two people, say, you cut out for the anointing. That's it. He says, come by 99th Street and say, tell the peoples, can you survive the anointing, or are you cut out for the anointing? If the president knew what he did over in Iraq, he wouldn't have did it, because they ain't getting nothing now. They won't get nothing out of the deal. His record or his rating have dropped. So God raises up somebody who will understand the anointing and release it. I'm so tired of preachers telling me, when you leave this place, the anointing stays here. The devil is a lie. I worked too hard to get where I am. I've been through pressure and pain. I'm a pastor kid. Densley wasn't here. It started in the foundation. You just keep your phony one. Don't mess with mine. It goes with me anyway. So you get to the place in your relationship with God, in the place of God. So he says, I look for people who willing to survive the cut. In other words, now, survive simply mean to remain alive or in intense situation. In other words, to remain alive or in accidents or an accident. In other words, live on or continue to function or prosper. When you're able to survive, you're able to prosper through the dilemma. In other words, remain after the death or after the place of rest. In other words, to continue to function despite the enemy attack against you. Can you make it when the enemy is attacking you at every turn, going through in and out? The enemy is on one side of you, another one is on the other side of you, and you're dealing with every enemy around you, and you forgot the old enemy of your worldly life that's battling you too. So you're fighting outside and inside enemies. And can you survive the inner man? Because if the inner man get exposed, you all messed up. So what he does now is he gets you out of the inner man first, and he breaks you out of that, and he gets all the other enemies away from you. And he said, you survived the cut. Touch two people, it's called a pressure call. Look at him and say, it's a pressure call. It's a pressure call in the garden. So in the garden, there's a pressure call. It's a pressure call for real men now. It's a pressure call for anointed people now. It's a pressure call. So the city and the country's in dilemma because there's a pressure call. So God leaves someone remaining alive in existence who live and continue to function and prosper in the middle of dilemma. So he got you in a place in your state, in your relationship, in your mind where you're prospering. You're in agony. You're in your seat. seat. You don't know what to do. They almost took you out of the church. They said you will never have nothing. The bills are high. Your change is strange. Your money is funny. Everything around you don't look good. So you're in a function and you're still prospering while the enemy is attacking you. So what I'll do is I'll raise you up slowly in the midst of the cut, because there's enough blood that you're about to release out of you that will save a nation, save a community, save a state, save a people. So I'll raise you up in the middle of a broken situation that you know I'm raising up survivors now. This is a year of people who are survivors that's been through hell and high water, rather lost your house, lost everything you had, fell down and got back up, not publicly but privately. No one never knew anything about it, but you survived the cut, and God is about to raise you up. It's not an accident what he did for David. He recognized what was going on. He understood Joseph's situation, so he lies him in a cut, let him go into the prison, throws him out of Potiphar's house, threw him in a situation. But I'll raise you up because it don't look good, but it's about to be a turnaround. Touch two people, say, neighbor, there's about to be a turnaround in here. Touch them and say, neighbor, God's about to turn it around. You've been through the cut. You got enough scars on you by bishops and pastors, by the peoples. They don't want to respect your anointing, but you survived the cut. One of the things about the devil, when he found out that was Jesus, he didn't know what to do, because Jesus, he survived the cut. He survived the wounds. He had to die so he could go to hell and get the keys back. He messed up the earth, but the devil was underground. That means suddenly. That to me says it's getting ready to happen suddenly. Say suddenly. So what he does now is he prepares you for the final showdown. We're in the final showdown here.